Alright, let's start a new project. What do you say? How about a Johnny Lightning tow and go? The owner of this vehicle does not like this color blue. And I can't blame him, but this is going to be kind of a hard one to do because of that wood grain. If it was just this part, it would be one thing, but since it goes all the way up in here, I don't know if we can make it look like right. I think I can. But he just does not like this color, and he said he doesn't like those wheels. We'll see how the wheels look with it after I get it painted. But he does not want this, so I get to keep that. So let's get this bad boy cracked open and get the car out. Alright, so I have never done a Johnny Lightning truck before, and it seems like it's all metal. Oh my god, what little itty bitty rivets, which since this is going to be drilled apart and everything, we're going to have to figure that out right there. But with that stated, seems like it's all metal. I hate to lose the detail on the front, but that's part of the plan. I got to figure out exactly what we want to do with this bad boy. Sorry, I'm trying to keep it on camera, and I'm up here. I need to be right here. But it's all metal. I think we can make it look like something. So let's get this bad boy apart. Alright, let's see. This is going to have to come off. And I'm sure he doesn't want it on there anyway, so I'm just going to try to pry it off without tearing it up. Because I can use it on something else eventually. There we go. Put that over to a trailer. We'll use that for something else. Now we can see the post, and they look really small. So I'm going to go with a 172 screw. Look at that wheel. Maybe it's just a tire the way it's on there. Yeah, there we go. Well, he said he didn't care about these tires and wheels anyway, so I don't know if they're going to stay. Like I said, we'll figure that out at the end, but we need to get this bad boy apart. So we need a 1/16 drill bit. And let's dive into this bad boy. As always, oil. I may be able to use a 256 screw when I get in here. I don't know, but we gotta, that jugger is so small. Start with this, see what happens. Now we need to try to find the size of the head of the rivet. That looks just a hair too big. So I'm going to go down one more than that. Alright, let's try this, see if it works. Alright, got that bad boy, I believe. And that is a 9/64 for those that are wondering. Let's see if she'll come apart now. Yep, look at that. That took the head right off just so we could take it apart. And there's that black plastic for the tow hitch that we're not going to use. So we'll get that out. But it's a metal base that attaches on pretty similar to the Hot Wheels and everybody else, you know. I'm going to leave the wheels and tires on there for now until I decide what I'm going to do for the final product. So I'm going to take that and put it in a case. But I know I'm going to have to paint this. Whenever I go to paint the body, I'm going to have to remember to paint that, because if I don't, I'll screw up. See what we got. Nice white. Now look at this. Johnny Lightning can do steering wheels like that. Why can't Hot Wheels? I mean, that's just... Man, that looks so good. I don't know if I'm going to do anything to the interior except touch up the... I don't know, we'll see. I ain't going to give everything away. And then, of course, the glass. And they're actually held on by rivets also. So, find the drill bit for that. Alright, got that out. Wow, that was a job. Didn't break it. Thank goodness. So we'll put that over there with that. Nice long post to work with, but I'm going to have to use 172s instead of the regular 256 on that back. So if I got to go up there, I might as well go it up front. So let's run it down in there and get them the right size. Alright, now I've got it drilled out. Now let's clean up the post just a little bit. Put the screws in it, and this bad boy will go in the North Carolina red clay because we just had a very nice rainstorm. So I know it's all wet, soppy out there. So alright, that's nice. Alright, there's that. Be the last time you see it this color. It looks really good with the silver. I mean, they did a great job detailing this thing. I mean, great job. So that's why you pay more for these castings. But with that stated, that's not what the owner wants. So bye-bye. Next time you see this bad boy, it'll be all cleaned up. Now we're going to get this bad boy ready to take out of the citrus strip. And I know it's about time for me to get some more citrus strip and put in here. I have another jug, but let's get it out. I still got a little bit more use out of this one. Dig around for a second, pull this bad boy out of the old North Carolina mud. Then we're just going to take a brush and gently wipe it off. Save all the leftover citrus strip that we can for the next project. And you know, this stuff's not bad. It's like $20 for a half gallon, I think it is. So it lasts a long time. But still, you know, you want to make it last as long as you can, no need in wasting. So we're just going to wipe it all off. And here's the thing. I've seen and heard of people saying that citrus strip doesn't do a good job, that it doesn't work fast enough. If you're having trouble, and I've done main lines, I've done premiums, I've done red lines. If you're having trouble with citrus strip not taking the paint off, you're rushing the job. You're not giving it time to do its job. I normally just let mine sit in overnight, and then I come back and take it out, and I have no trouble. Because right now I'm going to put it in this pan, and I'm going to take it into the bathroom, and I'm just going to hit it with warm water and the same brush you see me take the citrus strip off with, and this is what I get. I mean, there's no scrubbing involved, and you can look. There's no paint left over at all. But now we're going to take the brass bristle brush and our 4.0 steel wool, 4/0 steel wool, however you want to look at it. And we're just going to look the body over, making mental notes of any casting lines or scratches or anything. And at this point, I don't see a thing. But that's going to play a role in a few minutes. Like I said, at this point, you cannot see anything. And this is how well this gray material from the casting works. I don't know if it's like a primer or what. I'm going to try to investigate and see. But we'll just look it over, make any mental notes of scratches, gouges, pitting, anything that needs to be taken care of. Then I take my brass bristle brush and I go over anything that might hold dirt, paint, anything like that. And I just go over hood lines, door lines, headlights, brake lights, grills, you name it, anything that might hold dirt and paint, I go over it. And once I'm satisfied with that, I'll go over it with the steel wool. And what the steel wool will do, it takes off that gray coating. And watching this video, right now you start seeing a problem with this roof. That quick, it was hid. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? Because I know I didn't do it. I didn't do anything wrong. And I'm like, well, where did this come from? But if you look at the top real close here, you'll see there's two dimples sticking out. And the best I can come up with is that was created when they pressed the post down on the glass on the inside, because the drill bits that I used and everything was too large to even go down inside the post. And I'm like trying to figure it out, so I know my drill bits didn't do it, so I'm like, what in the heck? So I'm looking at it, trying to figure out the best remedy and all that stuff, and I'm giving the body a once over, taking account the casting lines and stuff like that we need to get rid of. And again, I'm just looking at it, trying to figure out exactly what I want to do. And the best thing, I thought about heating it up and cooling it to see if that would shrink it down. Then I thought about a small hammer and dolly, and I was like, nah, that might warp the roof. So the best thing I can come up with is a file, and then sand it. And if the file would happen to put a hole in it, I can always JB weld it. But what you want to do is you want to hit the center of the high spot with the file and just keep working it until it starts making contact on both sides of the indentation. And the reason you do that is if you hit it on just one side, that means that that side is higher than the flat side. So you've got the bad spot, then you've got the side that it's hitting on, and then you eventually work your way to where it's flat. And then once it's flat, we just move on to the front. We got to do the front too because it's got one there, but you can see how rough it looks when you get done filing. But promise you, it'll come out fine with minimal work. I mean, yes, it's work and it's messy, but we'll get to that here in just a minute. Let's work on the front because you can see there's one there too. And then once we get that done, you can see how rough it looks. We're going to give it another quick once over, looking for body lines. And this one has file marks in it already, right on the edge. And I don't know, I guess they did that at the factory during the manufacturing process or something, I don't know. But we got to get rid of those, and we just take mental notes of anything that needs to be done. Like there's casting lines on the sides of the rear quarters. There's signs of stuff all over it. So, you know, you just want to take your time, find them. Then we're going to take the file and just work them down. And just like the top, you want to do it in long strokes so you don't create a flat spot by working just one area. Because it's a lot easier to get rid of the whole thing rather than trying to match up what you've done messed up by filing one spot. And then I'm just going to start with my regular routine, 150, because this is going to get primed and painted. Then I'll go to 320, 800, and 1000s. And I'll probably hit it with 400 also, depending on how it looks after I hit it with the 320. But anyhow, we're just going to sand this down. And I'll give you a couple of quick views of how quick this works. And I'm just looking at the pitting and stuff. But I'll give you a quick view of how quick this works. You see how rough it looks with all those file marks. And I'm just going to hit it with the 150. And just like filing, I'm going to sand the whole thing full length at one time, rather than working just one spot, because that will create heat and a low spot. And right there you can see how quick it works. So I'm just going to keep doing it with the 150, and once I'm satisfied with that, I'll move on. And once I get done with the 150, we want to start wet sanding it, because with the finer grit and everything, it actually needs a little bit of lubrication to help keep the heat down, keep the sandpaper from gumming up with the material and all that. So once you get past the 150, you want to start wet sanding. And like I said, I'll go 320, and I do end up going 400 on this car, 800, and 1000. There's no need for me to go past 1000, because once I go past 1000, it's a waste of time unless I'm going to Spectraflame the car or Spectraflame type. So right here I'm going to show you again how quickly this works with just the 320, and you'll be amazed at what a difference. Just sanding the full length of the car again. You always want to do it in long. If you got a panel that you can do the whole panel, you want to do the whole panel at one time. But look at how big of a difference that made just right there. So I'm going to continue on. I'm going to hit the whole car all the way around, every inch of it that I can get. And once I'm satisfied with that, we're going to clean it up in that same water. I just take my old toothbrush. I never throw these things away. I always save them because I car detailing and all that. And you just want to go around and clean it. You want to clean all the dirt. It doesn't matter if you do it with that water or you do it at the sink, but you're looking to get all the dirt out of it, out of all the crevices or around anything that can hold the dirt, and then we'll degrease it right before painting. And you just want to clean it is all you're doing. You're getting all that sanding material off, all the sand, all the primer, everything that's on there. And right here you can see that those dimples that were sticking out are now gone. You wouldn't think that you'd be able to get rid of it by just filing and sanding, but you really can. And right now we want to give it another quick once over, because once we throw primer and paint on it, we're wasting our time if we need to come back. So if we can save time by giving it a once over, look it over real good, make sure there's nothing wrong with it, and once you're happy, off the primer. Alright, got everything set up outside today because it's a beautiful day. We had rain showers come through this morning, and it's been 96 and 97, and today it's only a blistery 71 degrees. So I figured we'd come outside and do this today and share the weather. So I have 3 bodies out here with 3 bases, and we're going to try to get them all primed up. And that's all we're doing today is priming them. I'm using Autoborn Sealer Black I really like this stuff. It works good. It sticks good. It holds good. Now, that's not to say when I run out, I may not try something else, but right now I'm really loving this stuff. We have a 56 Ford, we have the panel van, and we have the Impala. So let's get everything going. Now we're going to do the Ford base. You can see it's all metal. I thought about taping up the bumpers and everything, but I figured I'd just go ahead and do it as is. I can always come back and re-chrome it or body color or whatever. I have to get this like this too, because you can see there's that blue color that we definitely need to get rid of. Now, we'll do the body. And like I mentioned in the other video, whenever you use the degreaser on the car, be sure to dry the car off, because this joker was polished. Well, not polished, but it was real shiny. You can see how dull and matte looking it looks now. It's still smooth. I re-washed it in just soap and water. But you can see how it discolored it. You know, all down the sides, on the top. It discolored it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the body. There's nothing there. It's just that, for whatever reason, it did that. So, since we're priming and painting it, it's no big deal, but we'd have to repolish that if we was going for a Spectrum Flame type paint. Just something to keep in mind. And you can use the air from the airbrush to help dry it. This is a water-based type paint, so you can do that. But look how good it looks in that color. I love it just like that. Throw a set of chrome rims on there and oh man. But that is not the paint job we're going for, so we got to prime it. Then we got to throw three more colors of paint on it. So this is going to be a long-winded process on this one. But once it gets to where you think you can put another coat on it, go ahead and coat it. Be sure to get in the wheel wells real good. Turn it and get every angle you can, because sure as the world, when you get this thing put together and you go to looking at it in your hand, you'll be like, oh, I can see that through there, I can see that through here. You do not want that. Now we can lay on the coats a little heavier. And you want to get it at all the angles, because you can see how there's ridges and stuff. So you want to be able to get on top of all those. right there at the hood, then come back, hit the flat panel, and then that side's done. Same here, over the top of the hood, have quarter panel. Now we set that one over there and let it dry. Alright, let's get this bad boy put together. We've got her all painted, it's all finished. Now we have to do some final assembly. Here's the interior. Like I said, I decided not to do much to the interior just because, I mean, it'll go good with the paint job, I think, that I have. I did paint the steering wheel, detailed that. Put the old-fashioned lines in the seats, chromed out the shifter, chromed out the window cranks, but that's really all it needed. Glass was new, so it didn't really need anything. But here's what we've got. This is the base, and I changed out the wheels. He did not like the wheels. I've had these steel wheels, or steely wheels, for a while with the white walls, and I've been waiting for the perfect vehicle to put these on, and I think that this vehicle is that vehicle, so that's what I did. And you can see what color we went with. Went with the blue Carib. I think it's called blue Carib. We went with that. I was going to chrome out the bumpers and stuff, but as I got to looking at it and thinking about it, I just thought that it didn't really need it, because here's the car. I mean, look at this bad boy. I detailed the headlights, I detailed the turn signals, the brake lights, two-tone paint job, clear coated it. I mean, she's something else. She is very, very shiny, very shiny. So I really didn't think that it needed the chrome bumpers and everything. You know, whenever you see the show cars and everything, they're very minimal on chrome and stuff like that. It's all about the paint, and with the paint on this bad boy, I just wanted to let that be the main focus. So let's get it assembled, and we'll have the final reveal here. Take out the screws. I may have to trim the screws, I don't know. I don't think so, but I may. About forgot I used 172s because the posts were so small. So we'll have to, might have to find a washer for that, and I'll definitely have to trim it down, because those 172s are longer. As you can see, they're longer than the normal screws that I use. I normally use an 1/8 inch, and I think these are like a 1/4. That's okay. That is okay. But the first thing we're going to do is put the glass back in. As you can see, I had to, I'm going to have to glue it in, because it's going to have to stay a certain spot. Otherwise, it won't work. But all I'm going to do is put some around where the posts are. That way when the glass makes contact, it's got something to stick to. Once we get it glued in, then we'll just take and squeeze. I learned this on the General Lee's I do. If you don't squeeze in on this interior just a little bit, it will not go in. So you have to squeeze on it just a hair. Make sure that everything's lined up. Go in a little bit of an angle. And then voila, it's in. Oh, we got it back together. Now we just got to put the screws in it, and we are finished. But I've got it all put together, got it all wiped off, and like I said, there's the back of it. You can tell by that paint job, this is going to be something special. And there it is with the wheels on them. Look at that bad boy. But before I show you the final reveal, I just want to say thank you to the owner for allowing me to do this, for trusting that I can make some good decisions on what to do and how to build it and everything. I hope that he really likes it. And yeah, you know how it is, you know, we try to push ourselves, we try to come up with new ideas, we try new techniques and whatnot, and sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. But I'm going to throw this out there. If you'd like something like this done to a car of yours, if you'd like a restoration done on one of your cars or anything, let me know. Hit me up. The email's always in the description box below, and we'll work something out. I mean, it's not that complicated, it's not that hard, depending on what you want, of course. But with that being said, again, thank you for allowing me to do this build for you. Thank you for trusting that I would take care of it and get it done. And thank you all so very much for watching. Now, I'm going to show you what we started with, and then I'll show you the reveal. This is what we started with. It's a nice little casting. It's one of those tow and go cars. And the owner really likes the vehicle, but he does not like the color of blue. So, you know, I waited a while. He sent the car. I waited, and I randomly asked him what his favorite color was, and he said blue. So the car is already blue, and he likes blue. Yeah, I know, right? So I had to come up with something a little different. I didn't want to go with the red. Everybody does the red. Everybody does the black. I wanted to go with something a little different. So that's what we did with the paint job. And here's what we came up with. I think it turned out really, really good. What do you guys think?